Hello, this is Jan from Red Toad Art Studio, and today we are going to work on some more patterns for our series, The 12 Days of Christmas. If you haven't seen our first video in this series, I will link it in the description, and it tells you how to go draw the foundation of this. And today we're going to add some of our patterns. And again, if you weren't there at the first video, this is a 12 Days of Christmas where you will color a section for each of the 12 Days of Christmas. We'll draw it now, we'll ink it now, and it will be all ready to start painting, coloring, using your markers on that first day of the 12th day, which can either be the 13th or the 14th, depending on when you want it to end. So we're going to practice and learn how to draw some of our shapes that we used on here. Here is a finished 12 Days of Christmas that I did to show you what they'll look like when they're done. And there are 12 sections, and there are at least 12 patterns here, but my snowman got an extra one, which means 13 patterns. And we have instruction sheets that you can download from our website that will show you how to draw each of these. We have already done our light bulbs and our sparkles. So today we want to add about 4 more to this. And just for fun, which 4 more do we want to learn how to do? So, let's use dice and see which one we should do next. Let's move this so we can see what happens here. Whoops! 6, 7, and 10. Oh my goodness, let's see what number 10 is. Isn't that fun? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to do the wreath. Now, the wreath actually demands that we learn how to do the bow first. So we're going to do 9, and then we will do 10. How does that sound? And I'm going to draw them out larger than what you will on your picture so that you can see it plainly. We're going to learn to do a bow. This one at the top. And you may think, oh, that's hard, but it's very easy to do the bow. First off, just get you a piece of scratch paper or anything to practice these on. A circle, and I'm drawing these big. You won't draw these this big on your Christmas sheet. Circle. Draw a circle first, and it doesn't have to be an exact circle by any means. 2, we're going to give that circle wings, just out like this. And really the trickiest part of this bow is to get these kind of the same size. I don't think anyone's going to notice if it's not. Can you see that? Down here, come out like that, a nice curve. Out like that. From the middle here, bring it down. And most ribbons are cut with a little V in the end. Now, when they make these kind of bows, they kind of squish this part up and you get wrinkles in the middle like that. Now this is where your sheet of instructions takes you. Exactly like that. There's one more thing you can do if you'd like to. You can bring a circle around, not a circle, you can bring it around above and show the other side of the ribbon. And it looks pretty good if you fill it in as a shadow. Now this is optional. If you have a small bow in a section, or if you have a small wreath, you probably won't want to do this last step. Now, I'm being quick here. You'll want to do a better job. And there's your bow. See how easy that was to make a bow? Now, the wreath is actually probably easier yet. To make a wreath, Draw, oh, well, whatever. The inner circle of what your wreath is. You know, there's an open spot in our wreath. We want to draw a circle, a rough circle. Draw that lightly because you will be erasing that. And then draw, it looks like a donut. Draw a circle around that, and you have a donut. These lines are just guides for what you're going to do next. Come out above that circle and just make jagged squiggles. Doesn't that look funny? But it works. Now I'm staying off of this circle because I want to erase it, and I don't want to try to erase between lines of my jaggedness. There we go. Now we're going to do the same thing on the inside of this circle, but we're not going to go over that line, just on the inside of it. See how messy those are and how easy that was to do? Take your eraser and erase your circle lines. As I say, they were just guides for you to draw around. All right. Use my brush here to get rid of my eraser crumbs. Now, I did erase a few lines that I shouldn't, but I'll catch that when I ink it. Now, we want to move this bow we just drew onto the top of our wreath. So come here to the top, draw your circle, and then I'm going to erase the wreath that would be showing behind that. Let's get rid of that. Now, you be more careful than I am. I'm just kind of sketching here to give you an idea. Let's give it its wings. Just like that. Erase the wreath that's behind that. And then bring down your ribbons. You could either have it ending short or ending long. I like to have my ribbons that hang down nice and long. Try not to cover up the whole middle hole. You'll want that to show somewhat, to show that it's a wreath. Just like this. Cut that in. Erase again behind that ribbon. Put our little wrinkles in up here. And there we go. Now, that's as far as our instruction sheet takes us. But it's cute if we add a few more things. Let's go ahead and add that above our ribbon, since we have a large one here. Now, when you do a small one, you may not want to do that much detail. And then just make little jaggedy marks through here to show the, well, the fur is like that. The fur boughs, is that what you call them? And you'll be surprised how good that looks when you color that in. And if you want to look at it closer here, do you see my wreath here? That's how this was made. Isn't that cute? When it gets the green and a red bow on it, it's beautiful. This is just a big version. So what I'm going to do is put one on my Christmas sheet. And it looks to me like this circle here would be the perfect place to put it. Right here. One little wreath could fit in there. Now, if I want to put it in a bigger area, I could draw 2 wreaths, perhaps. Or 3 if you have a big area. But I'm going to just do 1. So, here's my inner circle getting drawn. Here's my outer circle. I'm just drawing lightly because that will be erased. Here's my jagged lines. Now I might be a little more careful now that it's actually on my picture. But you don't have to be. You think that will look terrible, but it doesn't when you're done with it. Jagged on the inside. Now, that was a little hole, wasn't it? But it'll work. Get rid of the circles. And you know, I want that in center just a little bit bigger so I can still see the outline of my circle there. So let's do this. There we go. We want to put the circle of the bow here. Now, I have a decision to make. My bow is going to go outside that, isn't it? Do I want it to quit or do I want it to go across? You'll have to make up your mind for yours if you have that problem. Mine is going to go behind. Draw my ribbons. And erase the wreath that you see hiding behind all these. And you do a good job erasing. I'm kind of moving faster here so that you don't have to watch this forever to find out how to do it. We need to add our wrinkles. And perhaps the shadow up here. Some little jaggedies. Time to ink it. Alrighty, let's do that. And erase your pencil lines. And you now have your wreath ready to color. So there was 2 of our decorations. Let's do another one. Let's see with what we come up now. 3. That's a good one. 3, I think. Let's see what it is. It's a sock. I like the socks. Yes. Let's see if we've got room on this paper to draw a sock. Very simple. Alrighty. We kind of draw a rectangle that has soft edges. This is the fluffy top of your sock. And I probably made that too big. It's alright. We'll have a short sock. Come down here at the side. You know what? That didn't fit very good, did it? Let's go over here. I'll make a smaller sock. Rectangle with soft edges and corners. Come down like this. Come out for the toes. There we go. And then here at the corner where most socks have this seam line, we're going to put it on there. Do some stitches across it. And then you can decorate it if you want. Here's a stripe if you want to put a stripe. You could do stars or something like that. Or polka dot socks, whatever you like. And that's a sock. And then here is the tip that your instructions don't show you. Let's put a loop to hang it with. So you loop like that and then put another little loop in there. And on your picture you can loop it on a wire or something that you drew there for it to hang on. Like in this picture. I have like a clothesline and all my socks are hanging on that. So let's see, in my new picture, where would I want to put my socks? See, I don't have as good a lines on this one for putting long strings of things. So I guess I'm just going to put a single sock over here. So let's see if we can do that. I have to make a fairly small sock. Here we go. Come down like that. Let's do our loop at the top. And I think I'll make a stripe on my sock. and those little stitches that go on the heel. There we go. Now I'm going to ink it. And there is my sock. I think we have time for one more decoration, don't you? Let's see what else we can do. 6! Well, let's see what 6 is. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to go to page 2. 5. It's a snowflake. Great, let's do a snowflake. And actually, I'm going to give you a hint on snowflakes, too. All right, snowflakes are fun, and they're easy. Ready? Draw a line up and down. You see that line? A line that crosses it halfway, thereabouts. Then we're going to cross through the center again, through the center again. On each one of these little arms, do a V at the end. Not quite to the end, but like that. See those V's? Now, you can decorate this up more if you want. This is what the instructions have. And I'm going to tell you a little problem with it. If you're using markers, how do you get this to show up as like, well, this is a snowflake, and you want it to show up white? You may have to use, like I did here, I used a white gel pen to get the white. You could use some white paint. You could use a white paint marker. One more thing you can do, you can decorate it up a little more by putting more V's on it. And suddenly, it's a fancier star. You could fill in the middle with a circle. You could put something on the end of each one of these, like our little light bulb drawing. It is endless, whatever your imagination can come up with for your snowflakes. Isn't that fun? There you go. So I'm going to add one to my picture. Oh, you know, I like having snowflakes where my Santa is. So I kind of need to figure out where my Santa's going to be. And I'm not sure, where will my Santa fit? I think my Santa will end up down here. So I'm just going to add 2 or 3 small snowflakes in my picture and leave room for my Santa. So since these are small, I can't make them very fancy. So these will probably be gone over with my gel pen. Maybe a little one right there. All right, now I need to ink it. You could skip the inking part if you think you're going to use a gel pen on it later. It still works just fine. And erase. There we go. Look, our picture is getting all filled in. Well, I'm going to stop for now, and our next video will have probably 4 more of these in it. I hope you're enjoying this drawing. I think it's a lot of fun. So I'm going to say bye for now, and Merry Christmas.